I Robot 아이작 모시모브 Powed through a thick, velvety back blackness of the corridor that reached past the illuminated circle of their flashing eyes. Robot lights twinkled. There they are, breathed Donovan. Powell whispered densely, I've been trying to get him by radio, but he doesn't answer. The radio circuit is probably out. Then, I'm glad two designers haven't worked out a robot who can walk in total darkness yet. I'd hate to have to find 7 robots in a black piece without radio communication if they want to live up like Blas's radioactive Christmas tree. Crawl on the ledge above, Mike. They are coming this way, and I want to watch them at close range. Can you make it? Donovan made a jump into a grunt. Gravity was considerably below the Earth's normal, but into a heavy shot, the advantage was not too great, and the ledge meant a near 10-foot jump. Powell followed. The column of robots was trailing Dave's single file. In mechanical rhythm, they converted to double and returned to single in different order. It was repeated over and over again, and Dave never turned his head. Dave was within 20 feet when the play acting ceased. The subsidiary robot broke formation, waited a moment, then clattered off into the distance very rapidly. Dave looked after them. They slowly sat down. He rested his head in one hand in a very human gesture. His voice sounded in Powell's earphones. Are you here, boss? Powell beckoned to Donovan's and hopped up the ledge. Okay, Dave. What's been going on? The robot shook his head. I don't know. One moment I was handling a tough outcropping in Tunnel 17, and the next I was aware of humans close by, and I found myself half a mile down main stem. Where are the subsidiaries now? Asked Donovan. Back at work, of course. How much time has been lost? Not much. Forget it. Then to Donovan, Powell added, stay with him the rest of the shift. Then come back. I've got a couple of ideas. It was 3 hours before Donovan returned. He looked tired. Powell said, how did it go? Donovan shrugged wearily. Nothing never goes wrong if you watch them. Threw me a butt, will you? The redhead read it with exaggerated care and blew a careful smoke ring. He said, I've been working it out, 그래? You know, Dave had a queer background for a robot. There were 6 others under him in an extreme regimentation. He's got the life and death power over those subsidiary robots, and it must react on his mentality. Suppose he found it necessary to emphasize this power as a concession to his ego. Get to the point. It's right here. Suppose we have militarism. Suppose he's fashioning himself an army. Suppose he's training them in military maneuver. Suppose you go soak your head. Your nightmares must be in technicolor. You are postulating a major aberration of the post-traumatic brain. If your analysis were correct, they would have to break down the first rule of robotics, that a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to be injured. The type of militaristic attitude and domineering ego you profess must have as an endpoint of its logical implication. Domination of humans. All right. How do you know that isn't the fact of the matter? because my robot is a brain like that would 1. Never have left the factory, and 2. Be spotted immediately if it ever was. I tested Davy, Powell shoved his chair back and put his feet on the desk. No, you are still in the position where you can't make our stew because you haven't the slightest notion as to what's wrong. For instance, if we could find out what that dance macabre we witnessed we was all about, we would be on the way out. He paused. Now listen, Mike. How does this sound to you? Dave goes wrong only when neither of us is present. And when he's wrong, the arrival of either of us snaps him out of it. I once told you that was sinister. Don't interrupt. How's a robot different when humans are not present? The answer is obvious. There is a large requirement of personal initiative. In that case, look for the body parts that are affected by the new requirements. Quietly, Donovan sat up straight, then subside. No, not enough. It's too broad. It doesn't cut the possibilities much. Can't help that. In that case, there's no danger of not making quarter. We'll take a shift watching those robots through the visor. Anytime anything goes wrong, you got to the scene of action immediately. That'll put them right. But the robot will fail spec anyway, Greg. United States robots can't market DV model with a report like that. Obviously, you have got to locate the error in makeup and correct it. And you've got 10 days to do it in. Powell scratched his head. The trouble is, well, you had better look at the blueprints yourself. The blueprints cover the floor like a carpet, and Donovan crawled over the face of them, following Powell's erratic pencil. Powell said, "Here, is where you come in, Mike. You are the body specialist, and I want to check me. I've been trying to cut out all circuit not involved in the personal initiative hookup. Right here, for instance, is the trunk artery involving mechanical operation. I cut out all routine side route and emergency divisions." He looked up. "What do you think?" Donovan had a very bad taste in his mouth. His job's not that simple. Greg, personal initiative isn't an electric circuit you can separate from the rest and study. And a robot is on his own. The intensity of the body activity increases immediately on almost all fronts. There isn't a circuit entirely unaffected. What must be done is to locate the particular condition, a very specific condition, that threw him up, and then start eliminating circuit. Powell got up and dusted himself. All right. Take away the blueprints and burn them. Donovan said, "You see, when activity intensifies, anything can happen given one single faulty part. Insulation breaks down, the condenser spills over, a connection sparks, a coil overheat. And if you walk blind with a whole robot to choose from, you'll never find the bad spot. If you take Dave's apart and test every point of his body mechanism one by one, putting him together each time and try him out. All right. I can see through a porthole, too." They faced each other helplessly, and then Powell said cautiously, "Suppose we interview one of the subsidiaries." Neither Powell nor Donovan had ever had previous occasion to talk to a finger. It could talk. It wasn't quite the perfect analogy to a human finger. In fact, it had a fairly developed brain, but the brain was turned primarily to the reception of the orders by a positronic field, and its reaction to independent stimuli was rather fumbling. Nor was power certain as to its name. Its serial number was DV52, but that was not very useful. He compromised Rockwell. He said, I'm going to ask you to do some hard thinking, and then you can go back to your boss. The finger nodded its head stiffly, but did not exert its limited brain power on speech. Now, on 4 occasions recently, Powell said, your boss deviated from brain scheme. Do you remember those occasions? Yes, sir. Donovan growled angrily. He remembers. I tell you, there was something very sinister. Oh, go wash your skull. Of course, the finger remembered. There was nothing wrong with him. Powell turned back to the robot. What were you doing each time? I mean the whole group. The finger had a curious air of reciting by rote, as if he answered the question by a mechanical pressure of his brain fan. But without any enthusiasm whatever, he said, the first time you were at work on a difficult outcropping in Tunnel 17, Level B. The second time you were buttressing the roof against the possible cave-in. The third time you were preparing accurate blast in order to tunnel further without breaking into a subterranean fissure. The first time was just after a minor cave-in. What happens in these times? It's difficult to describe. An order would be issued, but before we could receive and interrupt it, a new order came in a march in queue formation. Pavel snapped out, Why? I don't know. Donovan broke in tensely. What was the first order? The one that was superseded by the marching direction? I don't know. I sensed that an order was sent, but there was never time to receive it. Could you tell us anything about it? What was the same order each time? The finger shook his head unhappily. I don't know. Pavel leaned back. All right, get back to your boss.